My lady, you are everything I want and more. I want to show you the world and what I can offer. I want to get to meet your father. Bro, what are you doing? I'm practicing my etiquette so I can be a gentleman with the women that I meet, leave a good first impression, be respected by others when I speak. That's good, but instead of talking to a bear, I'll teach you the 10 basic etiquettes you should know, so just sit down and listen. Okay, I'll watch the whole video because I know it's going to be valuable. Number 1, show up on time. It's one of those things where your word becomes valuable or less valuable. So if I tell you I'm going to show up at 5 p.m., I'll meet you there at 5 p.m. and then I show up later or I don't show up at all. Next time when I tell you I'm gonna meet you at a certain time, my word becomes less valuable and you trust me less. It's also a sign of respect, and by showing up late or not showing up at all, when you tell somebody you're gonna show up at a specific time, you're basically telling them that my time is more important than yours and I don't value or respect your time. So if you tell somebody you're gonna do something or meet them at a specific time, you better do it on that exact time. And if you're not going to, that's completely fine, but let them know ahead of time. Send them a text saying, hey, I'm gonna show up late, I'm stuck in traffic, or hey, sorry, I can't make it. But don't leave it to the last second or don't catch them by surprise. This goes with etiquette number 2, keep your word and don't flake. Simply, if you say you'll do something, do it. Be known as the guy that keeps his word. When you say you're gonna do something, you back it up. Because here's what most people do. Most people say they're gonna do something because it feels better to simply say that you're gonna do it, but then when it comes to the action of doing it, they end up not backing up their word. And that's because they're afraid of initially saying no when they felt like not doing it. They just rather say, yes, I'll do it. So look at it this way. When you meet somebody for the first time, your word is valuable, it's trustworthy. Every single time you break your word, you break that credibility and you break the trust with that other person. And if you do that over and over and over again, people will not trust you anymore. Whenever you say you're gonna do something, people won't believe you even when you say it. Number 3, don't interrupt. This is an important one because when you're in a conversation with somebody, or especially when you're in a debate with somebody, what you have to say, you want to let it out right away, even if they're in the middle of speaking or saying their sentence. One of the most important etiquettes and strength of character is showing to other people that you can listen even during debate. Listening to what people have to say, whether you agree with it or not, waiting till they finish and then saying your point of view, saying your opinion. That's pretty straightforward, right? Let people speak, then say what you have to say after they're done. One thing I don't want you guys doing is this. When you're the one speaking and somebody interrupts you, you don't let them interrupt you. That's not a sign of respect. If somebody interrupts you, you should stand up and say, give me a second, let me finish, or let me finish my point, then you can go ahead and talk. You have to be stern, you have to be direct, not in a disrespectful way, but you're in the middle of saying your sentence, somebody interrupts you, they have no right to do that. So you don't interrupt anybody else, but if somebody interrupts you, you stand up, you say it, you finish what you have to say, then you let them speak. The 4th etiquette, this is a very important one, people will listen to you, trust you a lot more, is essentially using other people's names. Remembering somebody's name shows effort and respect. Simply using their name, especially in a group setting when you are addressing them. For example, Michael, I know you mentioned you post on social media. One thing I would recommend is next time, make sure you post consistently, pick a certain niche, add value to it, and adjust and adapt over time. You use your name and instantly they will respect and listen to you a lot more because in their head it's, oh, this person heard my name and instantly remembered. It easily builds a personal connection. Number 5, put your phone away when you're with people. Nothing kills a connection more than constantly checking your phone when you're in a group setting or a one-on-one, such as a date. The one thing you can give somebody that doesn't cost money but they will respect, especially on a first date or when you meet somebody for the first time, or again in a group setting, is your undivided attention. Not being distracted by anything else such as your phone and just being present with them. And even for you, you'll have more meaningful conversations with them, you'll connect with them more, and naturally your eye contact will be better because now you're actually listening to what they have to say, they're listening to you, and the connection is there aside from you or them being distracted on your phone or something else. However, one thing that is kind of a manipulation tactic, but it works very effectively and it's respectful. Let's say you're on a date and you do need to check your phone for a reason. You let the person know, oh, give me 1 second, I need to do something on my phone really quick. You grab your phone, now you're focused on your phone, you do what you have to say, and then when you're done, you say, I apologize for that, and you continue the conversation. This makes you instantly look a lot more attractive because it shows that you have other responsibilities and things you have to attend to in your life. People want your undivided attention, but when they see that they can't always have that, they want you a lot more. Number 6, respect boundaries. Bro, one of the best skills, the most valuable skills I believe any man can have is the ability of reading social cues, knowing how other people are feeling, what you should say, when you should say it, how you should act, are people interested or not. being able to read other people, being able to read the room. So showing respect is that. Number one, being able to read how other people are feeling and adapting based on that. You're on a first date, you're making edgy jokes and the girl is enjoying that, so you keep making those jokes. Or on the other hand, you're making edgy jokes, she doesn't like that, you can tell, so you stop and you veer the conversation elsewhere. Or something a lot of people don't think of but is very straightforward and works very well is asking before you do something. For example, with my girlfriend on our first date, we were sitting in the car and in my head I was like, oh, I really want to kiss her right now. Instead of me just leaning in for the kiss and kissing her, I straight up just said, I really want to kiss you right now. And then it led to a kiss. So it's more about how you say things, how confident you seem when you say something, instead of being like, I really want to kiss you right now. Bro, come on, you think she's gonna kiss you? My point is, you need to be able to read people and adjust based on that. And also, ask people, use your words, this way you can understand where their head is at. Remember, confidence means yes, you have control, but you're not entitled to that control. Number 7, treat service workers with respect. The way you treat people who don't owe you means everything. So for example, a service worker such as a waiter, you are paying them, they are giving you a service. You technically don't owe them anything because it's already a fair exchange in value. Now, some people will use that to their advantage and be extremely rude with the waiters. Hey, can I get this? Hey, bring me my water. Hey, can you be quicker with the food? Especially if you're on a first date with a girl and you have a waiter or a waitress coming to you and you're acting this way, right away it shows your true colors, how disrespectful you are, and as a first impression, the people won't like you. And honestly, I want to give you this advice and I hope you apply it because this is something I've done in my life and has helped me a lot. When you provide unconditional kindness, when you are kind to people without expecting anything in return, it will make you as an individual feel a lot better. If you're going on a walk and you see somebody walking across from you and you simply say, hey, I hope you're having a great day, that simple word, that simple act of kindness that you are doing will make you feel so much better as you go on throughout your day. You're not expecting anything in return, but when you do things out of kindness, out of service, it does reflect to how you feel and makes you feel a lot better. And as a byproduct to that, when you're with other people on a date, for example, and you treat other people, service workers, with respect, it gives a good image of you. Number 8, this is a big one, own it when you're wrong. The act of eliminating yourself from your ego, being able to acknowledge that you're wrong and apologizing makes you a very strong individual. Most people are too egotistical, and even if they know they're wrong, they will manipulate themselves into thinking they are right, and they can't admit they're wrong, they can never apologize. That shows insecurity in a person because they're protecting their self-image so much to the point that even if they're wrong, they're not going to admit they're wrong. If you are a secure, confident, strong individual, you have the ability to look at yourself objectively, admit when you do something wrong. Not only that, learn from it. And that's what separates you from everybody else. Because if you have that ability, you will grow as an individual with your character, with your etiquette, a lot more than everybody else. Number 9, basic grooming and clean clothes. Of course, when you meet somebody, the first impression mainly comes off from your character, how you treat them and how you speak, which is what we've been covering throughout this video. But another big aspect to your first impression is how you present yourself physically, the way you smell, the way you look, the way you're dressed. So simply do just that. Before you leave the house, before you're meeting people, make sure you take care of yourself. Shower, take care of your hygiene, your nails, your breath, shave any hair that you have sticking out. Make sure you're wearing proper fitted clothes. It doesn't have to be designer, expensive clothes, just something that fits nicely and looks good. Make sure your clothes are ironed and they're not wrinkled, and that's it. You don't have to break your head. Just make sure you are presentable, you look good, and you smell good. Number 10, this is, I would say, the most important one. Learn to control your reaction. There are 2 types of people, an emotional individual and a logic individual. The emotional individual will act with emotions when they are faced with a situation that angers them, makes them feel jealous, and they might crash out, do something impulsively that later they will regret. And this affects their image because, they might yell when they weren't supposed to yell. They might insult or make it more personal when they shouldn't have done that. The second person, the person that acts logically, even when they're faced with the same situations as the first person, won't crash out, yell, insult, or make it personal. Instead, will calmly take a step back, analyze the situation, and make a decision based on that, a smart, controlled decision. So next time you're faced with a situation that does make you angry or bothered you or ruin something, be aware of how you react, because your reaction is one of the most important ways you present yourself. That's why a lot of businessmen go golfing with each other before they make a big deal, because golfing is a competitive sport and they want to see how the other businessmen are and react when they hit a bad putt, or they miss a shot, or they lose, because it is the reaction of people when they're faced with adversity that matters. And I'll leave you on this note. People remember how you made them feel, not who was right.